Good morning. Today, I'd love to have a little conversation with everybody, whoever's here, about the whole idea of making massage affordable. One, it's perfectly reasonable to want to make enough money to support yourself and to set your rates accordingly. It's not just reasonable, I strongly encourage you to do it. But then you see how many people cannot afford massage. It's just too big a chunk for their paycheck. And you think, but they need massage, they'd really benefit from it, and you're not wrong. So does that mean it's an either or proposition? Either you make the kind of money you need to support yourself, or you make massage available to a wider audience? Well, like most of the best things in life, it's not either or, it's and. You can do both of those things. But you have to make some decisions. So let me walk you through some basic decisions if you want to make massage affordable. And if you're new to private practice, now is the time to make those decisions. But honestly, you can make them at any point in your practice. But it's nice to understand this from the very beginning so that you separate those two things as decisions. You understand how they affect your practice. You don't approach it as an either or. So, first of all, you have to decide, is your practice primarily, is its first purpose to generate income for you, that you need a certain amount of take home pay, or is that not an issue? Are you in a position where it doesn't matter? You do not need to take home a certain amount of money from your practice. If you are in that position, and honestly, there are people in that position, you have more choices available to you. But let's set that aside for now. Just figure out if you're that person. If you're somebody who needs your practice to generate a certain amount of income, then here's rule number one. You have to set up your practice to generate the income you need. You have to feed yourself first. Because if you don't, then the affordable massage question gets really kind of gnarly. Um, and I'm just going to say this, you have to make the money you need first. And when your practice is stable that way, or you have set it up to be stable that way, then you can address the affordability issue. Okay, and what if you're one of those people that doesn't need take home pay? You still have to make enough to cover your business expenses. So you've still got to make enough to pay for your license, to pay for your continuing education, to pay for your linens, to pay for your laundry, to pay for your oil, all of those things. You still got to make that money. So whether you are somebody who needs to take home a certain amount of pay or not, you still have to make some money. Okay, so now let's say you've set up your practice so it will generate the income you need to take home, but you want to really address affordability. Well, you have to think about how much of my time and energy do I want to commit to affordability? Because here's the thing, if you need your practice to generate a certain amount of income for your take home pay, your prices, your rates cannot be set lower to be affordable. They have to be set at a level that allows you to create your income. And then in addition to that, you can offer some stuff that makes massage affordable. And there's actually a lot of ways you can do that. A whole lot of ways you could do that. And I'm still working on a book about that God help me, I hope to have out by the end of the year, but no promises. So those are your major decisions. If you don't need your practice to generate take home pay, then you can do almost anything as long as you're making enough money to pay your business expenses. If you need your practice to generate a certain amount of take home pay, set your practice and your rates at that level and then add options for affordability based on your time and energy. If it's taken 6 days a week for you to generate the income you need, then you probably don't have the time and energy to offer affordable massage. And that stinks, but there are only 7 days a week and 24 hours in a day, and we all still need to sleep. But if you're having to work 6 days a week to make the money you need, we go back to a whole other conversation about your rates. And here's the thing I see that I think is just not right. Well, it's not wise. It's people who don't raise their rates, or even if they could justify it, won't set their rates at the higher end of what's supportable economically because they want to make it affordable. Okay, here's the truth, folks. If it's a $10 difference between your rates and most everybody else's rates, you're not really making massage affordable. You're making yourself feel better, but you're not making massage affordable. Affordable is when you start offering something where your rates are 25%, 30%, 50% less than the going rate. That's affordable, or even pay what you can, or a whole host of other options. But if you're just kind of sitting down there at the low end of what everybody else is charging, you're not, don't tell yourself, I'm being affordable, because the odds are you're not. That there's still a ton of people that cannot afford massage because that extra $10 is not the thing that makes the difference for them. If you're genuinely committed to affordability, that's not the answer. It really isn't. And I know a lot of people that do that. And I'm going to question whether you're committed to affordability or whether you have a hard time charging what you're worth, what your work is worth, the value of your work in the marketplace. And I'm going to ask you as a favor, not a big favor, but a favor. Stay tuned. I got half of a first draft of my affordability handbook done. I just have to find the time to finish it. And if you've got questions about affordability, is there anybody watching who has questions about affordability? I would love to talk to you about it because I think what we're currently doing around affordability as an industry in general isn't enough. And yet it's also too much at the same time. I think we're hamstringing ourselves and not actually making massage available to a wider audience. I think we're doing both of those things, and we're not doing either of them well. I think as an industry, we can do better, but we have to think about some things, and we have to make some decisions about who we are as a practice. And we have to own it, and we have to plan for it. We can't just sort of toss out a slightly lower rate at the lower end of the scale and go, but I'm being affordable. I'm going to challenge you. Who are you being affordable for? You might notice I feel strongly about this. And like I said, because I think we can do better. I think we're doing it badly or kind of punky in our industry. And we could do more to both take care of ourselves and make massage available to a wider audience. We absolutely can do that. And yeah, I feel kind of strongly about that. Anyways, in a way, this is a teaser because there's so much I could say about this that it becomes a class unto itself, and this is just a Facebook Live. But I also want to say I am creating a handbook for the whole affordable massage question that will walk you through the steps whenever I get the silly thing completed. Anyways, if you've got questions about this, drop something in the comment or just write affordable with a question mark and I'll reach out to you and we can talk this through, especially as how it might relate to your practice. Because I really would like to help our industry move forward with this. And that's what I have to say about affordability today. My name is Kelly Bowers. It's kind of a hot, muggy Monday morning here in Durham, North Carolina, and I'm going to go swim some laps. And I hope